guys, Miss Charlie here with a video regarding spring palettes. I did something like this last year. I did spring and summer palettes. I did 5. This time I have technically 11, but 2 of them I'm putting them in the same bunch, so it would be 10 palettes in my collection that I would consider spring palettes. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so these two I'm going to group together, the Urban Decay Electric and the Urban Decay Wired, because technically they're about the same to me. The Urban Decay Electric came out first. This is the OG. Can't get this anymore. A lot of these palettes, unfortunately, you can't get anymore, but these are what's in my collection currently. And this one is nice, bright colors. Absolutely beautiful. I've used this so many times. I love it to death. And then the Wired was supposed to be the new updated version of this, and it has some of the same colors in it, but I don't think the formula is the same to me. The packaging is beautiful. It's nice and heavy, and it has the same color story. And I did do a comparison of these when the Wired came out. I'll link that video below. That was a long time ago, to see what the difference was as far as like swatches and things like that. So I'll link that video below. But the formula in this one is not as good as the old formula, but it still works. I can make it work. So it's still in my collection, even though I prefer this one better. I do wish this was a white, but I like the silver because this one does have a white in it. But it's basically the same color story, and a lot of the colors are the same. Just some of them are named differently, and some of them are still the same. But those are 2 palettes that I would consider spring palettes. This is one of the BH Birthstone palettes. This one's for October, and this is Opal. This one is definitely spring because of the pastels, because that's what you kind of think of when you're thinking about spring. And the pastels are really nice, and I love this glitter. All of the Birthstone palettes had glitters in them, and I love them, all of them, and I have them all. This glitter is so stinking pretty. It's got all different colors in it. It's so pretty. I don't know if you can tell. Look at that. It's got all these different colors in it. It's got a white base, but look at that. Woo! That says spring right there. Those colors scream spring. And then this opal color is absolutely gorgeous. It's got a pink flip to it. So pretty. But this one is the October palette from BH for the Birthstone in Opal. The new Fantasia palette from Davina, this is her first actual palette. You can't get these in singles. Her Mystic Cove and Sea of Shadows, those were all singles, but she did put them in a Z palette. But this one is an actual palette, so you can't get them individually. And I have something on my hand here, sorry. But these are the colors, and it's like a muted purple color story. Got some peaches. These are all mattes here, and then these are all duo multi-chromes, and these are absolutely gorgeous for spring colors. Look at that one. Woo! That's adorable. And this one. Just so pretty. So pretty. And this would be perfect for springtime. The Game Beauty Adventure Palette. I was gifted this. I am an affiliate of Game Beauty. If you want to pick this up or any of their other palettes, I will link it below. You can use my link and code if you like to save 10% off, but you don't have to, of course. The palette is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And then you open it like this, and this is also screaming spring to me. You can also consider this fall, but I consider this spring with the greens because the leaves are starting to change. The flowers in my yard are starting to come through. So this I would consider as a spring palette. Another glitter. I love pressed glitters. Some people don't. This one is, oh my goodness. It looks like the Aurora Borealis. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh. It's so pretty. It's even prettier in person. But this is a very nice spring color story. This green right here, Stealth. It's a nice, shiny, grungy green. I like greens. And these are beautiful. And I have 2 looks using this. I will also link that below. But if you've tried Game Beauty, let me know. I only have 2 palettes, this one and the Metaverse. And I'm very impressed with this brand. This is the NYX Sugar Trip Squad. This came out quite a while ago. I remember when it came out because I was like, I want to get that. And I went to Ulta and they had it, so I went ahead and picked it up. And I've used this so many times. It's so good. I had NYX like single shadows that weren't really that great. I ended up decluttering those, but this is so good. I've used this so many times. I love this color story, even though it seems like it's jumbled up. To me, it screams spring with pinks and lavenders, and this color right here, I just love it. I just love it. I love it, love it, love it. This pink has a little bit of a sheen to it. You can see it right there, but I really enjoy this palette. It looks a little patchy because my hand's wet from when I just wiped it off, but you can see right there that lavender. It's all got a gray undertone, which I like, a gray undertone, and then that pink, which I really don't wear a lot of. It has a little bit of a sheen to it, so I would use that, you know, like an outer corner or something, inner corner, excuse me. But I really enjoy this, and again, I've used it so many times. I've had no problems with it, and I do consider this a color story for spring. The Lethal Cosmetics After Dark. This is the first Lethal Cosmetics palette that I got because I kept seeing people talk about Lethal Cosmetics and I wanted to try it, and I was not disappointed. These are singles that you can take out. You can rearrange if you want to. It has like little holes in the back so that you can poke them out. And if you have singles, you can just rearrange it and use it as a travel palette. This is one of the best white shadows I have in my collection. I have a few more, but this one is one of the best in a palette because it's very nice. It's not real chalky, and when you use it, it doesn't have a lot of kick up, but it builds on itself really well. As you can see right there, it's a wonderful white. You have a couple shimmers in here. The mattes are great. It's a pastel type of vibe. You have a dark color, you have a light color, you have a silver, and this beautiful lavender purple, which is really shiny. You can see right there, it's beautiful. And then this beautiful silver. Look at that. These are so stunning. I was not disappointed with Lethal at all when I got this. And this one is like a pink with a peach reflect. Look at these. These are stunning. And I have other Lethal palettes and singles, and I'm so glad I dropped the ball or whatever, not dropped the ball, but went ahead and got this palette to try out this formula, and it's one of my favorite indie brands. The BH Festival palette, another one that you can't get anymore. I've had this since it came out many years ago, but this is a beautiful pastel color story as well. Great for spring. The formula in here is very nice. As you can see, she's dirty, she's very loved. I love blues, and I do love a good purple and a teal, like a good teal too. But this would be great for the spring. It's a beautiful teal. beautiful blue. And that lavender is stunning with that blue undertone. Oh my goodness, so pretty. I wish BH would get their tail from between their legs and come out with these formulas again like they had before. But since they've been bought by Revolution, it's just been silence. I mean, they've brought out some things on their website, but it's nothing like really interesting or mind-blowing like they did before. So hopefully, maybe they're just trying to get things together since they were bought out from Revolution, and things might be in the works. And you know, they could come out for Black Friday, they could come out for 2025. So hopefully they'll get their stuff together and bring out some more awesomeness. A company that does not exist anymore, this is Blush Tribe. This is the Hasina. They also have this Hasina 2. And I had heard a lot of people talk about this, so I went ahead and got this because I think they were having a sale. So I went ahead and got this. And this is also very pastel-like. I don't wear a lot of pastels because it looks ashy on my skin tone, but I want something that has a little bit more color payoff. And this is nice, so you have some deeper colors and some like more saturated, I should say, more saturated pastel colors. Like Hasina is a little bit more saturated. Plus, I want something that's going to show up on my skin tone, of course. But these are very nice. And again, too bad they no longer exist. This green is, and then Hasina is a great blendy out color. So pretty, so pretty. So sorry that they are no longer available. I think they changed their name to something else and then they just disappeared off the face of the earth. So I'm so sorry to hear that, but this is the Hasina. The Lethal Cosmetics 2-Up. I was not impressed with this as much as the 1-Up, and I did do a look using this and giving my thoughts, but I wanted to get the 2-Up because I got the 1-Up, and you got to keep the set together. This is game themed, as you can see. It looks like a Game Boy, and it has the gameplay on it with the holographic screen, which is really, really cool. And then inside it looks like a gamepad, which is also cool. I complained about these two colors here because you have to build. They do not build very well. They're not like bam and then you have to blend out. No. And I didn't like that at all. I like it. If I'm gonna have a deep color like this, I want it to go on deep and then I have the opportunity to blend it out, not have it to keep packing and packing and packing and packing. That was the drawback from this. Plus all of this space, which I understand, but all of this negative space didn't thrill me at all because other colors could have been included in here. But these duochromes and multichromes and these pastels are amazing. These pastels were great. I had no issues with these pastels. Look at that. No problem, no problem. It was just those two. And then the multichromes and duochrome in here, those were also stunning. Had no issues with those at all. It was just those two colors. But I still consider it a palette that you would use for spring. So lastly, I have the 1-Up palette from Lethal. This one is shaped like an arcade game. This brings back so many memories of me going to the arcade, playing, not Tetris, it starts with a T, what is it called? Tempest. I loved playing Tempest. I loved playing, I think it was called Tank or something like that, or Battleship or Battle Tank or something like that. Pac-Man, Mrs. Pac-Man, Dig Dug, things like that. Centipede, my favorite. Centipede. Love Centipede. This brings back memories, so I had to get this. And it's shaped like a pad, like a D-pad, which is awesome. With the, handheld pad, which is awesome. So it doesn't have a lot of wasted space, but I love it. I've used this to death. The mattes in here are fabulous. The multi-chrome and duochromes in here are also just as fabulous. With these claws, it's hard for me to get into these but the mattes are absolutely beautiful. Have no problem with them. And then these multi-chrome, duochrome things here, there's dips in them because I've used this so much, are also absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I don't think I got anything on that. Let me try this finger. I can't get in here because my nails are too long. But you can kind of see there a little bit. But this is a wonderful palette. This would be great for spring as well, with the pastels and the different multi-chrome, duochromes, because they don't look like what they are. Like this one, I think this one is more green. It does not come off that way. This pinky one right here, I don't think I'm going to be able to get down in here, but we'll try. Like this pink one right here is more gold. Look at that. Look at it. So pretty. But this is a favorite, and I'll probably hit pan here soon. I don't know if these are still available, but I might have to get a backup of this one. But that is the 1-Up from Lethal. Okay, so those were the palettes in my collection currently that I would consider as spring color stories. If any of these are still available, I will link them all below. Again, I am an affiliate of Game Beauty, so if you would like to check out some of their stuff, my affiliate link will be below, so I would get compensated when you do use my link. You would get an extra 10% off if you do use it. I would appreciate it. If not, that's okay. But I thank you all for coming. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know what spring palettes that you have in your collection, and we will see you in the next video. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you later.